In this video, I am going to set up a trade on the Australian US dollar. I will set up a trendline trade to buy at this point of support, sell at resistance, and if the trend or if the trade does not work out as planned, I will set up a stop trend line which will switch me into a short position. So I'm just going to zoom in to tweak the positioning of these trend lines. Okay, so my objective is to sell the long position if this upward trend line is hit. I want to open a long position when this trend line is hit, and if the price breaks through the lower stop trend line, I'm going to switch to a sell short position, and I would close out that trade using a MACD. So if you look at the lower stop trend line, at no point has the hourly candle closed below it. So now to set up these trades, so first of all, buy the minute the price falls below this trend line. I'm going to buy to open 100k position. I am not going to send any stop or limit orders, as I will use this upward trend line, the resistance trend line, to close this trade. Execute if no position. Do not change any other alerts when the price hits this trend line. And I'm going to set this up to repeat. So if the price falls below this trend line in the future and I have no position, then I will buy again. So activate. My second trade is if the price rallies from the support and hits resistance, I would close out this trade. So if the price rises above this trend line, again the minute it happens, I want to sell to close the long position. Only execute this trade if I am in a long position, just in case I set up some other rule or manually close out the trade beforehand. I will not change the status of the active or paused alerts, leave it as it is, and I will set this up to repeat. So again, if the price hits the resistance trend line and I have a long position at some point in the future, so for example if the price hits here, I would buy, sell, buy, sell. I will now activate that. So the two rules that I've now created are designed to repeatedly buy and sell between support and resistance. I am now going to set up a trade using this stop trend line. So if the price breaks through this stop trend line based on an hourly interval, I will close any long position that I have and switch it to a short position. So I'll sell to close or sell switch, which is to sell to close any long position, then sell to open a short position. If I don't have a long position, then it is sell to open a short position. I will execute this if not short. So if, for example, I put in another rule whereby I do not have a position, or if I have a long position, this will execute. I'm going to set the on event field to pause my active rules if the price falls below this stop trend line, and I'm going to create a MACD alert based trade that will close out my short position. That trade will remain paused. I'm now going to set it up. So the minute the price breaks through this lower trend line, I will switch into a sell short position, pause the two active rules that I have running here, and then activate a MACD alert based trade that I'm now going to set up. So for this last rule, I'm looking for a MACD crossover to close any short position if the price breaks the stop trend line. I'm going to buy to close a short position. I will only execute it if I am short, and when that happens, I will pause active alerts. I am now going to pause this alert, which will only be activated when the sell switch is triggered. So now we sit back and see what happens.